black lines. So let me use that as an example right now to talk about some templates and importing chart templates, because a lot of folks want to get matched up to what Charles has. So I'm going to exit for a moment. And I've already got some browser windows open with some of the resources that you have. This is the software download site where you can always get the software. And then if I go to cnfuturestrading.com to the training section, you log in with your software username and password. And what are up there now, if I go to Charlie's room and then down to this section, Charlie's chart templates, I get listings for all these individual chart templates that are available to download. And there's a basic description here of what to do. But I can take any one and download it and then import it. So for instance, I'll use this as an example with the thing I talked about. On the ESF4, I'm going to right click on the link and click to save it. In my case, I'm going to save to the desktop. You may have a download folder. You typically need to save to someplace like that, like a neutral location, and then I'll show you how to copy it into the software. Windows doesn't always want you to copy directly from a website into the application. So I'm going to save desktop. I got a copy of that. So now I've got a copy of this file that I downloaded from the website, Charlie's chart template. Aside from that, I have some other ones that I took from his computer earlier that are newer ones. And what I've got to do once I've got the file downloaded is get it to the right location. So I'm going to take the one I just downloaded, for instance. I'm going to right click and either do cut or copy. It's up to you. I'll just do cut in this case. And then I'm going to go to the installation directory for the software. So using Windows Explorer, I already have one open. Otherwise, you might have an icon for it like this down on the toolbar. If you right click the Windows Start menu, there's usually an option for it, File Explorer. And I'm going to navigate to where the software is installed, the default installation. So I'm going to open the C drive, Program Files 86, find the listing for Inside Edge Trader. And once I open Inside Edge Trader, I've got all sorts of folders, and most of them correspond to specific file types. So in this case, I've got chart templates. I'm going to open chart templates, and then I'm going to right click and paste that file that I cut. You might get a security prompt from Windows. If so, go ahead and allow it. I'm also going to move over some of the templates that Charles sent to me. Let me clean this out so I won't have tons when we get into the software. So I've got these other ones I took copies of from him. I'm going to copy those and paste those into that directory too. Confirm the security warning. So I went to the installation directory for Inside Edge Trader, opened the chart templates folder, and dumped those items in there. Another item I have, and that I alluded to earlier, is the Strategy Builder alert file. So after we get done with this, I'll give you instructions. I'll make these files available to you if you guys want copies of the new templates. I'll eventually get them in the training site, but I just have them now. And then the Strategy Builder file is to create audible alerts on the S&B's indicators on the F4. So like I was saying, these directories correspond to different files. This SB stands for Strategy Builder is the extension. With the chart templates, it's TMPL is the extension. So I'm going to take this Strategy Builder file, and we're just going to keep it in mind. And I'm going to go to the folder called Strategies for this one. This corresponds to Strategy Builder strategy files. I'm going to paste that in there and confirm it. Close that out. And now I'm going to log back into the software and try out some of these files that I have imported. I think I'm going to get prompted for my CQG again. Alright, I've imported some files, some chart templates and so forth. I've already got ZB and ZN, so I want to go ahead and try out another market, and we'll use that as an example to build up some other charts. So I'm going to try out some ES charts. That's the other example one I wanted. So first I'm just going to log in another profile. For example's sake, I'll use a different trade interface. I've got trade charts for these. I'll start from a trade window on these, and then we'll add some charts to it. So I've went to trading, new, trade window 3x. I get a blank window like this. I'm going to go to trading and profiles, and I'm going to set up a mini S&P profile. Either I can choose one of my existing names, or I can type in a new label. I'll create a new one so that we're building up new stuff. And in my case, I'm using CQG price and SimTrade. Log on. It's going to connect to the data feed. So long as it subscribes okay. It'll kick it back like this. Pick out my symbol, my expiration, and I start to get some prices flowing there. And before I open charts, and because this is a different market, I'm just going to check out my times. With a new profile, I want to do that and make sure I've got it right. So on my trade window, I'm going to go to Options and Application Options, to the Log On, Log Off tab. And I'm concerned with these times down here. Day start to day end is usually the pit session. Always Eastern time, just like my stamps on the charts. So 9:30 to 16:15 is correct. 1800 to actually 17:15 is the Globex, the 24-hour session. And the use 24-hour pivots will have an impact on things like the volume studies, my cumulative volume studies. If on my profile I have this checked, my count each day will reset at the Globex open at 1800. If I don't have it checked, like it is now, my count will reset when I hit my day start time. So at 9:30, my count here on my cumulative volume study will zero out. So I'll do 24-hour in this case. Click OK. So now I want to tinker with some of the templates that I grabbed. So if I go to charts, aside from the inside edge section with the base templates, if I go to templates, that's where I'm going to see files that are in that directory I showed before. And these ones are ones that I all took from Charles. But I've got this older one. I want to show an example as what I was talking about earlier. If I open up this template, it was a little bit older one, and let it rebuild. This is one of Charles' templates from before. I get this style, so it's got a couple of things going on. It's got the IB range added, but I got these black lines.